I did it. I finally got a gaming PC. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Parikshit, and today I want to talk to you guys about my new gaming PC. Now, I haven't used PCs in forever. A quick list of things that I'll cover for this video. I'll talk about the hardware, obviously, everything that's in this PC case, why I got this PC in the first place, and share my general experience with you guys. I've been on Mac for the last 12 years now. It started with the Mac Mini back in 2012, the MacBook Pro in 2018, and my M1 Pro MacBook Pro in 2022. It's the top-end M1 Pro, but it's got 16 gigs of RAM, a 1TB SSD, all that stuff. It's space gray. You've seen it before. I've done an unboxing. Actually, I haven't reviewed it though. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Initially, I switched to Mac because my family had kept buying Windows laptops and they always just kept failing, and I really wanted to try something new with Macs. So I convinced my dad to buy me a Mac, and it started from there. And obviously, the more I got into the Apple ecosystem, the more I gravitated to sticking towards the Mac. And eventually I started using software like Final Cut Pro. Various things kept me on the Mac: the ecosystem, the apps, the design, Mac OS itself, of course, and Final Cut Pro. If you don't know, I make all my videos on Final Cut Pro. It's my favorite editing software. I've been using it for the last 6 years now, and yeah, I don't think I'm moving away from it anytime soon. So why did I get this gaming PC then? Let me take you through the journey of my gaming life. I've always been a Nintendo kid. I've always had a Game Boy or a Wii or the Nintendo Switch. And back in 2021, I really wanted to get into the world of AAA gaming. At the time, the PS5 was virtually unavailable everywhere. The Series X didn't seem like such a fancy deal, and the Series S was the only machine that I could get my hands on. And I figured for the price that it's at, being a beginner gamer, it's the best way to get into gaming as a whole. Mind you, I've never owned a PS before. I've never owned an Xbox before. This is my first AAA gaming machine. And so I bought the Series S, and it's been flawless. I've had a great, 3 years with it? I still use it. It's like right behind the camera. I still got it, but I wanted something more lately. I've been getting into more gaming. You know, like Sony's bringing their games to PC, and we're not getting that on the Xbox. And of course, on the Series S, I'm limited to 30 FPS in most games, and I really wanted to try higher frame rates, better visual quality, and I just wasn't getting it with the Series S, and I decided that it would be time that I make the investment in one of these. And so I did. It's no secret that Macs are notoriously bad at gaming, but recently that picture has kind of changed. Apple released the Game Developer Toolkit, which essentially allows Windows developers to optimize and release their games on Mac OS. And there are a ton of people in this scene that bring these Windows PC games over to the Mac. And even Apple's Developer Toolkit has limitations, like you can't install every game on there, and not every game performs the same. Well, that case isn't true for the PC. It's largely more applicable to the fact that the PC has more consistent performance in games than a Mac would. And so yeah, that's why I went gaming PC. And I'm gonna save the PC versus Mac debate for another video, because this isn't what this video is about. It's just, this is my gaming PC and how it's been using a gaming PC coming from a Mac. So yeah, let's talk about the build. Let's go over the hardware first, and then I'll tell you how I built this, or actually I got it built for me. This build is specifically for gaming. My choice of CPU was the AMD Ryzen 5 5600. It's got 6 cores, 12 threads, and up to 4.4 gigahertz. I think that this was the best CPU that I could go for in my price bracket. For the motherboard, I went for the Gigabyte B450M DS3H Wi-Fi. So it's got Wi-Fi on board. I just got to plug in 2 antennas at the back, and I'm good to go. Now let me get to the most important part of this build, the GPU. And after a ton of research and thinking, I went for the 8GB GDDR6 RTX 4060. Now, a lot of you might be like, the 4060, it's not great, right? But honestly, I think it's great. I don't know what's wrong with this card. I'm not such an enthusiast PC gamer where I think that the 4060 isn't enough for me. From whatever I've played, which I'll talk about what I've played, it's been perfectly fine. I think that this is a great card, and if you're on a budget, it works. Another reason why I went with an NVIDIA card, and specifically the 40 series, was so that I could get DLSS as well as frame generation, which I think on NVIDIA's end are a little bit better than AMD's. And then for the RAM, I've got 16GB DDR4 3600 MHz ARGB T-Force Delta RAM, 2 8GB sticks, 16 gigs of RAM, they work great. And for storage, I've got a Kingston NV2 1TB Gen 4 NVMe SSD. It's got great speeds, and overall, I have no complaints about that one either. This case is the Montech Air 100 case. It's a great case. I just wish that the case had USB-C ports, because coming from Mac, all of my accessories are USB-C, and this computer is only USB-A. So it's been difficult switching back, getting all those adapters out of the attic and stuff, but whatever. And yeah, as far as cooling goes, I've got Cooler Master ARGB fans, and I've got the AMD Wraith stock cooler in here. It's the Stealth cooler, the stock one, works great. And I've got a 650 watt 80 plus bronze power supply in here. Yeah, that's the build. But I didn't build this. I had this built by a wonderful company called XRIG. You can find XRIG on Instagram at XRIGPC. Their website is currently under maintenance, so you won't be able to find them there, but you can shoot them a DM on Instagram, which is what I did. Or you could go through their existing catalog of all the kind of systems that they've built for people and the systems that they offer that can be built. Essentially, I sat down, had a chat with them and said, I want to do so-and-so with my gaming PC. What spec do I get? I had a general idea from research I did previously, and they ended up recommending almost the same spec that I was thinking I'd go for. Now, getting it built was easier for me because as much as I really wanted to build this system by myself, getting parts individually here in India is kind of expensive. Essentially, they sat me down, helped me figure out what I want, gave me a quote. I was okay with it, I bought it, they built it, and shipped it over. And it was a completely painless experience. They're great people, and if you're in India like I am and you really want to get your PC built, check out XRIG PC. They've got everything from the budget gaming end of things to the high-end 4090 Founders Edition kind of systems. Check them out, I'll leave them linked down in the description below. And yeah, thank you XRIG for building this PC. It's been wonderful. But yeah, now I'll share my first impressions of using the PC and what it's been like gaming with this PC, because spoiler alert, it's been great. I love it. And performance has been leaps and bounds better than my Xbox Series S. And I think that's to be expected with a computer in this price segment. So I paid around 70,000 rupees, which is around $700 to $800. Quick little interruption from future me. You actually pay a lot for the PC in the short term, but in the long term, it ends up being a lot cheaper than a console does, in my opinion. I've paid a lot for Game Pass over the years of owning the Xbox, and I've seen that game prices on Steam for the PC are a lot lesser than what they are on console typically. So you'll be able to save a lot of money there, and I think even though the PC is a big initial investment, it'll save you money in the long term. Plus, you get to do more stuff with it than just play games. The settings I typically play at are 1080p or 2K, and they're almost always high or ultra settings. I turn down one or two things here and there just to get a slightly better experience, but overall things have been great. I also get to run certain games with ray tracing on, for example Spider-Man, and it's been working fine. I run Spider-Man at 2K I think, and so there are a few lag spikes and a little bit of hitches here and there, but overall I feel like if I were to head to a 1080p output resolution, things will smoothen up a lot more. Heavy games like Alan Wake play just fine. Of course, I've got to tweak settings with DLSS, which is this sort of resolution upscaler so that you can render internally at a lower resolution but still get crispy looking visuals at your final output resolution. Games like Forza play really nice as well. On the Xbox Series S, I used to play Horizon 5 at 30 FPS just because I loved how the visuals were, but I can get that same fidelity of visuals while playing at 60 FPS on my PC. And mind you, I'm only capped at 60 FPS because this monitor is 60 FPS. It probably can go a lot higher. I haven't tested that yet though. And finally, of course, indie games. Now, a lot of indie games don't really make it to Xbox. For example, Fierce to Fathom is a really good game that I've been wanting to play, and it's PC only. So, you know, just the advantage of having a PC now. I also did a bit of benchmarking with the Black Myth Wukong benchmark tool. That game seems all the rage, I can't wait to try it. And I also did run a test on Red Dead Redemption 2, which you can see now. This game is one of the best looking games that I've seen. This alongside with Alan Wake 2, two dope games. But yeah, look at that. In regular gameplay, it's hovering around the 58s to 60s. And this is at 2K Ultra, mind you. This looks fabulous. Like the detail, the lighting, the texture is just, it's so good. I'm pretty sure that if I were to compromise a setting or two in this, that I could get it to lock at complete 60, but I think this looks wonderful. It's far, far better than what I played on my Series S, because that's the Xbox One version, but damn, this looks so good. So yeah, you gotta compromise a setting or two, but in the end, this is what you're getting. Count me in. If I did have to talk about some Mac versus PC stuff, I'd say I don't particularly enjoy the design of Windows 11. I think it's okay. This PC came pre-installed with Windows 10, and my god, it is horrible. I don't know, after seeing all the beautiful design on Mac OS, it was tough getting adjusted to Windows. And of course, since it's been such a long time since I've used Windows properly, I've forgotten where all the various settings are, you know? And I've also forgotten how you gotta keep updating drivers and all that stuff. These are kind of things I just don't think about on my Mac. It's a very seamless experience in that sense. I just use my Mac, whereas the PC seems like it requires a lot of setup and tuning. But when you get it right, it works amazing. So it's a double-edged sword, and I don't really have any complaints about that. It's fine. With all these games installed, I'm starting to wish that I had a larger internal SSD installed. Obviously, I don't want to change that out now, so I'll probably get an external SSD or an external hard disk to store these games or run these games off of sometime in the near future. Right now, I'm running all my games on the 4K monitor right in front of me. You can't see it because it's off screen. It's been fine. Like the 4060 obviously is not built for 4K gaming. I don't get the full kind of gaming experience. This is a 4K 60 Hz monitor, and while it's got HDR and stuff, it's mainly meant for editing and not for gaming, you know? It's not got high refresh rates, and that's something I feel like I'm sorely missing out on, because I can tell when I'm running 1080p and 2K content on this screen how fuzzy and not so sharp that it looks. So yeah, I'll definitely be picking up a gaming monitor, and I would highly suggest that if you're doing something like I am, that you do the same. I've always dreamed of building a PC, and I finally have one, and it's a great feeling. I'm just happy, and it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it for me. Keep it civil in the comment section down below. Please don't fight about Mac versus PC. I'm both sides here, and I enjoy it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. I'll probably make another video talking about this PC once as like a good review of it when I figure out how to use it more and I've done more stuff with it. But until then, this first impressions kind of video is gonna have to do. So yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.